Do-do-do-do-wop, do-wop.
Mentos.
The fresh makeover. He sounds all evil at the end of it. He doesn't.
He didn't even sing the song.
But I was.
Just
Can
sing
I?
the song, yeah.
I don't know the lyrics.
Like fun, you don't.
Here, Dan. Look.
All right, here we go.
There you go.
Excuse me.
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 Tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips.
Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-wop, do-wop. It doesn't matter what kind of person getting the time. With the fresh and full.
Are you even reading this?
Yes, I'm reading it. I can see your laptop. You interrupted
he is
me.
reading. He is reading.
I'm reading, Nick. Go fuck yourself.
He's reading.
Okay.
Now that it's ruined, it doesn't matter what comes. I'm gonna do it slam
Wait, not
poetry
even
style.
oh.
It doesn't matter what comes. Fresh goes better in life with Mentos, fresh and full of life. Are you full of life?
I'm full of life.
Nothing gets to you. Staying fresh, staying cool with Mentos, fresh and full of life.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
They're not a sponsor of this. She said with a sad face.
If you do anything in slam poetry, it makes it 1,000 times better. You can also do it in a British accent, reading it straight. It's really fun.
I've never been to a slam poetry session. It's just, I don't think that's for me.
There once was a man from Nantucket
Who had a big red bucket. I don't know limericks.
I do.
I used to watch Deaf Poetry on HBO.
Wasn't it called Deaf Poetry Jam or something?
I don't remember. No, it's Def Jam Comedy and then Deaf Poetry. I think.
Sure. What'd they do on that show?
Deaf Poetry Jam.
Oh.
Well, look at you, Dusty Fuck.
So wait, what was Deaf? Was it just Deaf Comedy then?
Dusty fart.
Dusty Fuck.
Oh, it's just Deaf Poetry Jam.
I know, but they had Deaf Comedy as well.
Def
Yeah, Def
Comedy
Comedy
Jam.
Jam. I remember that.
Oh, no, it was just called Deaf Poetry. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Got him.
Yeah, I found it on IMDb.
Daniel did a mic drop.
They had OTEP. Do you guys remember that band?
Oh.
It was a chick lead singer from the metal band. And she did her own poetry on there.
No.
I don't remember a whole lot of the episodes because poetry to me is, I don't know, unless it's in like song form, it's not something I can digest easily.
No.
Mainly because I don't want to hear about your life problems.
You're just saying stuff that rhymes.
Yeah, I can do
Not
it too.
not all the time though.
Malibu's Most Wanted did the same
And
thing.
you didn't really jump off a bridge. You just needed something that rhymed with fridge.
Vomit, clean it up with Comet. Earth is my planet.
Yeah.
Chapstick, looking for my chapstick. There's a Ford Maverick.
Oh my god, that's such a good movie. I offered you a snack, not the whole kitchen.
I'm sorry, don't be hating. Malibu.
Is that Malibu's Most Wanted?
Yeah.
That's a great
That's a wonderful movie.
I like Jamie Kennedy.
I do
said it
too.
Before. He got trashed for doing Mask, Son of Mask, and
Yeah.
but I was like, you know what? Who else was in that fucking that movie? It was what's his name? The really talented Irish Broadway star.
The
I'm
original
looking it up right
Mask.
now.
The original Mask is when I fell in love with Cameron Diaz.
I don't think she's attractive.
In that movie, she was very, very pretty.
Ooh.
Yes,
I liked her
I
in
agree.
Saturday Night Live. She's
The Sweetest Thing.
Charlie-
Interesting fact
Charlie
about Cameron
Angels.
Diaz. Did you know that she got her start in porn?
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like we all knew that, but we didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know.
I
Like,
didn't.
like you know that, but you don't want to believe it.
Because she's America's sweetheart.
She really is a sweetie.
I thought that was Jennifer Love Hewitt, but she's Canada's America's
I wish she
sweetheart.
started.
Okay.
God.
Well, I'm just
Okay.
saying.
All right.
I'm just
Damn.
saying.
I'm just saying the facts.
I know this podcast is
Anyway,
for kids,
back
but-
to Malibu's Most Wanted. This did have like a really good cast.
It was a
kind
funny
of forgot about
movie.
this. Bo Derek, Cal Penn, Nick Swartzen.
Well, Cal Penn and Nick
Tay Diggs.
Swartzen are in
Hey,
every
hey.
movie.
You leave Nick Swartzen
Nick
alone.
Swartzen was funny for like 4 years. He
You
had
leave him
9
alone.
good jokes.
You leave him alone.
He bombed, or he did really well in Grandma's Boy, and then I don't know. Like I haven't heard anything.
I liked
from
him, and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Oh, he
I
was
barely remember
great
anything
in that
about that
movie.
movie.
I love
He
that
played the
Other
he
than
played
they
the
were gay,
lawyer's like super gay brother.
Oh, okay.
That's my jam.
That's a real Adam Sandler-esque movie.
I thought it was a great movie. The newer stuff Adam Sandler's doing, like the ridiculous whatever.
That movie is funny.
I didn't care for it.
That is
I heard
wonderful.
Taylor Lautner. Was
Taylor
really good.
Lautner nailed that movie.
And I don't like the new one he did with David Spade, where the identity one where
That one
it
was
called?
decent. I
don't
can't
know.
remember
The
what it was
Do-Over.
called.
Dude, I stopped watching
Yeah. It's
Adam
called The
Sandler
Do-Over.
movies. I stopped watching Adam Sandler movies after I saw Grown Ups, and I was like, wow, this is a terrible,
No, that's a good movie.
First Grown Ups is good.
fucking dumb.
No.
I liked Funny People a lot,
Funny People is amazing.
and I liked Brain Over Me and some of his more serious roles, like Punch Drunk Love.
That movie was
But
dumb.
I still
like,
have never seen
Punch
it.
Drunk Love was terrible.
but all fucking Grown Ups was look at my problems. My wife is too hot. My kids are too fun. Like, I'm rich. Let's hang out with my friends.
I don't know that one little kid's. One of those kids in there was he in that movie? He just died recently of a seizure.
What?
Oh, what is his name? I think he was in that one.
I was talking to somebody about
The Waterboy. I like that.
Waterboy is like it's like bad Adam
Billy
Sandler.
Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Waterboy. Those are all good.
Yeah, they're good. They have their moments. They're fun.
Nudie Magazine Day.
Yeah, it's very quotable. I did not like.
So is Step Brothers, and that movie's fucking terrific.
Step Brothers is the best. I did not like Little Nicky.
I loved
Aw.
Little Nicky.
I thought
I
it
did
was
too.
fucking stupid.
Popeye's chicken is the shit.
It
Isn't it?
was.
That is the worst part of that whole film.
No, it's not.
It was stupid, but
Popeye's
it was
Chicken
still
is fucking
like
awesome.
or
I'm
the
no George Clooney. I'm no George Clooney.
the dude with boobs on his head in hell.
Tithead. That's Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Like the Hitler joke with the pineapple at the ass. That was kind of funny, but it was really like the rest of it was just, I don't know.
This ain't no super devil juice. Damn you, Nicky.
The Quentin Tarantino part was really funny too.
Yeah.
We all gonna die. Like, that part was okay. And yes, my head is a flame. That part as well. That one was okay, but
Ed, yes.
yeah. Well, look what it's rated on IMDb. It's 5.3 out of 10.
Cameron Boyce was that kid's name.
He died of a seizure.
Yeah.
Damn.
It may
That
not have been a
sucks.
seizure.
Oh, I saw a movie, and I can talk about it.
Can
It'll
you?
never make any money, but I can talk about it.
Talk
Well,
about
what
it.
is it?
It's called Freaks with Emil Hirsch.
Was that good?
Really good.
Was it?
Really good.
I wanted to see that.
Emil Hirsch, he does.
I love Emil Hirsch.
He's kind of one of those up and down actors with me.
Mhm.
He has a really good roles that he really excels in, and then he has what?
Well, before she got famous, so was Cameron Diaz.
Oh,
Hey!
got him.
God.
He plays a father who is keeping his daughter in the house, and you, as the viewer, don't really know why, and it's all kind of rolled out throughout the film. The little girl who acts, her name is Lexi or something. What is it, Nick?
Lexi Kolker.
She is amazing. That is like the new. What's another good little girl actress that kicked ass in the past 10 years?
Madeline. Oh no, Abigail Breslin.
You can't
Maybe.
go wrong with that
Yeah.
Dakota Fanning.
She's a
Yes,
good
yeah.
actress.
Who's that? 11? The girl that plays 11? I like
Yeah.
her.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah. Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby
Belle
Brown.
Biv DeVoe.
It's my prerogative.
But the little girl in this movie does a fucking amazing
Is
job.
Freaks. Did you see that in the theater?
I did. I saw it at Alamo.
At the Alamo Draft? Yeah.
Shout out.
Pee Wee.
Alamo
There's no
Draft
basement in
House.
the
It's
Alamo.
great theater.
It is a good place
They
to
need
go.
to bring down their food prices like
They do.
$1 or $2.
Yeah.
But you know what?
They need to lower their tables a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's the other thing. I like the high tables because I'm really fat, so it's easier for me. But one thing I'll say
High chairs. He's like sitting
is
there.
I'll pay the extra $1 or $2 for the French fries because if somebody is loud or on their phone and you write that on a card, they will be ejected from the theater if they don't stop.
Yeah.
And that makes it worth the extra money.
That's-
Me and my boy Chris were the only two people in the theater. So when they came in to take our orders, I was like, "Man, you guys must be really busy today." And he's like, "I don't get it." I was like, "Dude, the theater's empty. Did I have to explain this to you? To walk you through that?" He was like, "What can I get you guys?" And then he asked in the middle of us ordering, he goes, "So what movie are you guys gonna go see?" It's like, we're You work here. You should fucking know that. Like, it says Freaks on the marquee outside. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you from here? Like,
I clocked in. I don't even have a notepad. I'll just bring you 2 hamburgers.
This is just a calculator. This isn't a pad
Yeah,
or anything.
it's just Texas Instruments. It does graphing.
Look, it says boobs. Check it out.
Yeah. It's no big deal. It says hello.
5808.
But it was a good movie, and I highly recommend it. So I'm gonna give it the old.
We haven't been to a movie since Aladdin. Like, he and I used to go.
I watched Aladdin, by the way. We can get it.
Jasmine's
Okay.
so pretty.
We'll get it.
Okay, I was just saying,
I
like,
went and saw it chapter 2.
Woo.
I'd like to see that. You're a piece of shit.
No.
Dan.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
well, I'm just saying, Vinny and I used to go to the movies every Tuesday because it's $5 on Tuesday, and
At the Alamo.
anywhere.
Oh, why? Why is it always on Tuesday?
I'm assuming it's because it's
Why?
a slower day of the week, and they're going to get their money on Friday and Saturday, and probably Sunday with matinees and such. But we used to go every Tuesday, but then his work schedule changed. We haven't been able to do that, but hopefully we'll be changing that again soon, and we will be able to get back on track with our $5 because that was like our weekly.
Yeah, that's
We
a
can
good
go
date
there,
night. It's a perfecto
Bring
date
in
night.
some snacks.
I think that if you ever have something bad that's going to happen that you can schedule, you should always make it on a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday.
Why?
Well, because that way, at least when it's over, you can go get cheap tacos.
From where?
Everywhere has Taco Tuesday.
Oh, that wasn't a joke. You really meant that.
Oh.
Okay.
I was like, who's got cheap tacos?
The DFW.
Yeah, I ordered the Royale with cheese, and for $12, not really that great.
They got good fries.
Their fries are banging.
Their fries are usually
And their
pretty fucking
cheese
cold when
curds
they come over me.
their cheese curds are on point.
Their fried pickles.
Oh
Yeah,
boy, that's what
my
I get.
God. I get fried pickles and popcorn. And
Yep.
Their draft root beer is really good too.
And their draft beers are good.
yeah.
Yes.
Their draft beers
They got
are
good,
so good.
They got good draft beers.
Good draft beers.
Nice and cold IPAs.
Ugh.
It's good.
So I watched about a half an hour of Aladdin.
Oh, gave the old college try,
I
eh?
fucking tried.
Wow.
It's not good.
1/2 hour, huh?
All
right.
Wow.
I
Okay.
thought it was
What a
good.
bad film. I did not know my girl
Well-
Nahasmi Petterad was in it though.
Yeah, she is.
is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Is that
she's,
Jasmine?
She's one of my favorite.
No, she's the handmaid.
Yeah, she plays the smaller role.
Yeah,
But
she was not
gets
as pretty
Will-
as Jasmine.
She fell in love with the genie apparently though.
Oh, yeah. Jasmine was way prettier.
She want that blue D.
But Genie wasn't really that blue. Wait, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was fucking super blue. He looked like a toilet bowl.
After,
He's blue.
I just
Toilet
guess
bowl blue.
I guess I was
Nice.
expecting like a cartoon.
Got it, Natalie.
I
I
did.
guess I was expecting like a cartoonish Smurfy Aladdin blue.
Oh, you were thinking like good Disney films. Sorry. Okay.
Did
on
we
to
get
It
the
Too.
Salute Your Shorts reference we just did?
No, they didn't hear
Oh.
it. We can do it again though. Blue. Toilet bowl blue.
Yes.
Do you remember Salute Your Shorts?
I remember it.
Donkey
I remember the
Campanawana.
kid from Terminator 2 was in it.
Yeah.
Budnick.
Budnick.
Budnick,
jinx.
yeah.
He did like 4 or 5 movies after that, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Campanawana. We hold you in our hearts.
And when I think about it,
it makes me want to fart.
It's. I hope we never part. Now get it right or pay the price.
Yes.
That's what it was.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
Now we will share a lifetime of our fondest memories
I don't remember the rest.
from the camp on Awana to the old time trees.
Oh, man. Let's.
This thing it came apart. Brandon fucking hated that. That he was like, "That's so stupid." They added that.
Oh,
shit.
Donkey
You know
Lips
they
is
did. I'm like,
so.
all right,
This
calm
thing it
down.
came apart.
Yeah, it too. They digitally de-aged the faces of the kids.
Yeah.
Fucking
What
stupid.
is? I read that.
Why the fuck would you ever do that? Why not just? How about? I just give up. I give
But
up.
you can't tell.
Yeah, you fucking could. It was one of the first things they said in their reviews was like the digitally de-aged faces looked terrible. It was worse than Superman's mustache.
I didn't notice.
And then they said it was 3 hours of bullshit. They were like, this is. They had like 10 minutes of good part, and then the rest was like,
Have you seen it?
no, I will never watch that film ever.
Wow. Sorry.
By the lakes of Anawana, set in the old pine trees.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, you're right.
I watched it one, and I was not impressed.
I seen part of it, but I I was falling asleep because I was so tired. He and I had worked like a really long day, and we ran out and did a whole bunch of stuff after work. And we're like, let's just sit down and we'll just chill out. We ordered some Chinese food and just watched a movie. And I was like, I can't keep my eyes open anymore, so I have to finish it still. But I did finish Stranger Things Part 3.
Oh, okay. Did
I
you
don't find the answer to this.
did you like the part where they sung the Never-Ending Story?
I do love the Never-Ending Story.
But did you like that part,
So
or did you think it was?
I asked
fucking
him.
dumb?
He came home and I was still watching, even though it was way past my bedtime. And I says to him, "Did Disney buy Stranger Things? Because this is like a Disney
Thank
show
you.
now with like."
Thank you.
But some of it was really good, and then it was just like, is this just time filler stuff? I'm really confused.
No.
I didn't hate it. I hated the ending, and if that person is gone for good, I'm not watching it anymore. And he better be the person in.
They're not, Natalie. Just like a Disney movie, no one's ever really gone.
Have you seen
one's
Finding
ever
Nemo?
Really dead.
Have you seen Finding Nemo?
They all come back because you can't face reality when you're trying to sell the children.
that all shows
it
are just
just
Disney?
doesn't matter. Huh?
Is that all shows are just Disney?
Everything that Disney touches,
Is it? Did they Disney buy them?
they might as fucking well have.
Because it was super. It
Bad?
reminded me of something that was just on the Disney Channel or something. I'm like,
Do you
what
know why?
is this?
Because the first season was so fucking good.
It was wonderful.
They wrote themselves into a corner of, oh shit, what do we do now? They do it just like every other company does. And the second season wasn't bad. I liked Bob. The fact that he gets mauled in the end, I'm like, this is hardcore
Yeah.
television. When it comes to a character you love, that's Game of Thrones type shit.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy.
But what
Yeah.
happens in season 3? It's 80s plastered everywhere.
Well,
Which
There's
is
the
no-
fine.
idea of the
No.
show.
That's not
I
the
told
idea of the show.
Vinny the first episode. I'm like, Steve Harrington is one of my favorite characters,
I
hands
love
down.
his hair.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, it's his hair. It just does it. And then I was like, I really can't stand that sailor outfit he's wearing. He's like, oh, get used to it. And I'm like, oh,
Good
it's
one,
through the
Vance.
whole thing.
Yeah, he didn't take that thing off at all.
No, and neither did Uma Thurman's daughter, which I don't remember her name, but she deserves credit, and I can't think of her name.
Yeah, so there were some people that were
I thought the show was.
She's a meme now.
I liked it. It was just like,
with the
this is
chalkboard.
really cool.
Yeah.
With the- yeah, with
it
the
was like
sign.
CW quirky, and I'm like, oh.
It was
And it just, this ending made me mad, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Everything's gonna be okay.
I gave it 2 out of 10 Dans.
I just Google searched why is Dan such a negative piece of shit.
No. Okay.
He
if-
did
okay.
Google search
okay.
that.
I got it. Seriously.
Innocence.
I give everything a chance except for it too. I will not give it a chance. I
Give
will
it a
not do it.
chance.
No. Well, I saw the first one. I already know what I'm getting.
Your
It's
moves are
not
weak.
going to be better. It's going to be
It was
worse.
good. I don't care.
And not only that, but Stranger Things 3, I watched every episode, because
I did
it's
too.
Netflix. You watch everything all at once. That's what happens. I watched them, and as I was watching it, I was like, man, I am exponentially not liking this faster and faster. The first season was like, yes, it's in the 80s. Look at all these new colors, and you see like the D&D, and the kids have their haircuts and shit. That's all you need to do to translate the fact that you're working in a timepiece. If you start hitting people over the head with memeable shit, the fucking film becomes less about the original product and more about, well, how many toys can we sell?
I didn't like that. Is it Lucas, his little sister?
Mm-hmm.
Could have done without her.
Actually, that was the one part I thought was pretty cool.
No.
Do you know why? Because it was a little bit different. Them getting into a Russian base that was built within a year that's that fucking big, completely. But I can suspend disbelief. But it's like but a lot of people. I was about to get to this before we move on to our email. Before we move any farther, I'm going to preface this with, I don't care, but it is pretty relevant to what's going on with Disney nowadays. And I'm going to say it. The girl, Uma Thurman's daughter, who plays or who talks about she's gay. A lot of people were like, they fucking wrote that in because of what Disney's been doing lately. So there's like this huge crossover. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, because really the story, part of what made this chapter, I think, good is the whole time you're like, Steve, I don't want to sound like the gushy like TV watching little wuss, but I'm like, Steve, you've got the love of your life right in front of you. You just don't see it. And like the whole season, you're like, I really want these two to get together. And then it's like, nope, not gonna happen.
A lot of people were pissed about that. And it's not so much the fact that she's gay. It's the fact that they were like, you didn't need to do that. Technically,
No.
you could have just left it alone. And so I kind of get some of their upsetness because it's like it was kind of shoved in there. You can tell that was like an afterthought. It was like, oh, let's make her gay. It's like, no, she's got such they had such good chemistry.
They really do.
But I don't know. I don't write the show, so what am I gonna say?
And apparently neither do the Duffer Brothers anymore. It's not what it used to be. It was good, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I will.
So you agree?
I agree that it's not as good
Okay.
as the first two seasons, and I agree that they're shoving the 80s right on up your ass.
80s
But
up your ass.
I think that part of that, though, was fun for me because watching, like, the people at the mall, like the big commercialized mall commercial, everybody said made that really gimmicky and stuff,
Yeah.
But
It reminded me of Robin Sparkles. Let's go to the mall today.
but I enjoyed that part of it. Seeing the mall, I was reminiscing, like, oh, look at
Yeah, I mean, we were obviously little kids because it was in '84, so
I was 5.
Yeah, we weren't clearly old enough to be like, oh yeah, but I did like seeing like that store's out of business, that store's out of business, that
What's
store's
the
out of business.
time frame though between season 1 and season 3 in Stranger Things, because obviously 3 years has not went by.
So from what I remember, it's 1980.
84 is in the third season.
And
It said the date.
It was 81 when the first season came. That's from what I can tell.
Okay.
That's what I remember.
That would be-
They are taking like a true year between seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Because I mean, look what
well,
happened.
the kids got
They
older.
fucking growth spurted like that.
Oh my God,
that
they
little-
all did.
The little the toothy kid,
Dustin.
Dustin.
I love Dustin.
Dustin. He grew up. He's like 25 years old now. Like the guy he looks like a man.
I think Finn Wolfhard aged the most.
Yeah.
Out of everybody.
I can't
in
believe that
show,
dude's not
like,
a model.
Which one's that?
Finn Wolfhard.
Mike.
He's got a model face and
I
big
hate
stature.
that
He
kid.
probably will
Why do you
be.
don't like him?
I do not
I like him.
Mike.
He's a good actor.
No, I didn't like him in
You're a
any-
negative piece of shit.
Do you like him in It?
No.
Oh. I like him.
What is-
it's not
Dude,
him
he
that I
was
don't
so
like.
good as Richie in it.
I don't.
Yeah, I
it's
like
okay. It's not him that I don't like. I guess
It's his character.
it's how annoying they made his character in season 3. Like the whole, I don't know, just super. He's just an ass.
I
Well-
think they're just young boys, and there's
Boys.
girls around. Boys, and there's girls around
And
those
then the
boys.
first 2 seasons, I really liked Will a lot, and now he's like
Hey,
he's
fucking
like the pissed off girlfriend.
He's Shane. It's all he is. Rubbing his head. That's all he does.
Shane from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So he's like, who's Shane? And they're
Yeah.
like, is that a friend of
No,
yours?
all he does is touch his fucking head.
What
That's
are you
it.
drinking there?
He had every right to be like, I went to their world, I learned their powers, I can do shit now. I'm kind of like 11, but a little less powerful. Had every right to do it, and they fucking wrote him as something's coming, guys. Look at my vampire bites. Like, stupid, fucking dumb. You know what I mean?
All right.
Hey,
Do we have
I got
an
an email for you.
Okay.
It's from Johnny B. Food.
Johnny B. Food.
It just says John, but I put in Johnny B.
Oh, you got a nickname, John.
He says, hello cast, new movie coming out called Jojo Rabbit. Wondering what you think of it. It's made by
Dan hates
Taika.
it.
Stop.
Taika Waititi, I think is his name.
and he made Thor Ragnarok, and he also made
He also voices Korg in Thor Ragnarok. Who is,
I don't even know
one
what
of
you're
the
talking
best
about.
Marvel characters.
Jojo
in that
Ragnarok?
cinematic universe.
Jojo
Jojo
Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, not Ragnarok.
Okay, so he asks us, so what do you guys think of this new movie? You know, it's got a lot of Nazi imagery in it. The director plays a Nazi, plays Hitler actually. He wants to know our thoughts on it.
Yeah, not just a Nazi, the Nazi.
So let me go ahead and get this in here. This guy who created this movie is one of my all-time favorite directors. He did What We Do in the Shadows, which I fucking
That was him?
Yes, which I fucking love.
Is he involved in the TV
Oh,
show?
this has
at all?
Sam
'Cause I started
Rockwell
watching
in
that
it.
on Hulu.
Taika, what's
Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
He's from New Zealand. Him and Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords both did What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
So-
I knew Jermaine Clement, but I didn't know that was Taika Waititi.
So with this movie, I think I'm the only one besides Nick who's kind of heard of this because I don't think you.
I don't
guys
even
have.
know what this is, but I like Sam Rockwell.
Jojo Rabbit is about a small child in Germany who, or is it Poland? I think it's Poland, right?
I'm not positive.
This is 1942, 43 when the Nazis came into power, and a small child has a friend who he talks to, and it's Hitler, and the person who plays him is Taika Waititi. There's shenanigans. Sam Rockwell's in it. It is
Rebel Wilson.
Rebel
Yeah,
Wilson's in
it's
it,
got like an all-star cast. Stephen Merchant.
but the boy is also a little Nazi. He befriends a Jewish girl, but he's scared of her because of all he's been told his whole life.
Yeah.
And the movie's kind of centered around that piece. Like it's about growing up, and it's supposed to be really wacky and lighthearted and also very gory,
Oh.
graphic. And
Scarlett Johansson's in it.
Scarlett Johansson's in it. She
So-
plays the mother.
Here's the storyline for Jojo Rabbit from IMDb. A World War II satire that follows a lonely German boy named Jojo, played by Roman Griffin Davis, whose worldview is turned upside down when he discovers his single mother, played by Scarlett Johansson, is hiding a young Jewish girl, played by Thomasin McKenzie, in their attic, aided only by his idiotic imaginary friend Adolf Hitler, who, again, is played by Taika Waititi. I'm really not sure.
His name is
pronounced Thomasin.
Jojo must confront his blind nationalism. So
It's
I've seen the trailer for this when the trailer first dropped. Like I think it dropped maybe like a month or two ago, and it looks awesome.
I am
like,
definitely
I'm
gonna go
super
see
excited
it.
for
Yes,
it.
I'm going to go see that. But it's getting a lot of controversy because of the portrayal of Hitler in media can only be really done like one of two ways: documentary style for like a fake like kind of
Mockumentary.
like not necessarily, well, yeah, kind of like a mockumentary, but like you can only make fun of Hitler, but portraying him is very like against the rules.
Did you see Rebel Wilson's in it?
Yeah, I don't really care for her, but
yeah, I don't either.
but we're talking about the controversy though. So it's the kid's wearing a Nazi patch, and it's surrounded by Nazi imagery, and a lot of people are like, "Why are you making this film? This is making the Nazis look like they're fun." So
What do you think?
I don't think that at all. I think satire, especially when done.
That's what satire means.
That's exact. Well, okay, so
sort of.
there's another movie called Stalin's Death. I think
Death
is
of, the death
the
of
Stalin.
Yeah,
I
haven't seen
done by Iannici, Dominic Iannici, I think his name is. He
I'm
also
looking
did
it up.
Veep and stuff like that. Anyway, it's satire. It's supposed to be making fun of Nazis and it's supposed to be making fun of like imperials and nationalists and things like that. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be controversial for a reason. It's a controversial subject. I don't know. I just don't think
There's
that.
some things I don't think you should satire though.
But if you don't satire it, it gives the power to the people who still uphold those ideals. If you satirize it, then it becomes less scary and more of these guys are a fucking joke. Like they're that's not saying that shouldn't be taken seriously at some point. Obviously, what they did back in the day was terrible, but I don't know. I think if you satirize something and it's successful, like it takes away the scariness factor of it and it turns it on its head. I don't know. That's just me.
And Taika Waititi has been confirmed to come back to direct Thor: Love and Thunder too,
Okay.
which I'm excited for.
Why don't we do this, Natalie? Why don't you go ahead with today's material?
Oh, okay. I'm not used to that segue. shit my pants a little. All right. We're going to do Delaware Part 2. And this is going to be a vintage true crime. And if we have time, I do have another one too. But we'll see where we land on this one. As you guys all know, I really enjoy vintage true crimes. They're one of my favorites. Not that they're good, but, they're good. So
It's fun to learn about.
Yeah. On November 9th, 1927, 20-year-old Howard Hitchens of Georgetown, Delaware, was growing concern for his uncle Robert, whom he had not seen in several days. When he went to the man's home nearby Frankfurt, he found him beaten to death in a blood-spattered room, the Associated Press reported. When the police arrived, they found 55-year-old farmer and auto mechanic crouched in a corner as if he died in the last effort to ward off blows which fractured his skull into 3 places and inflicted 16 other wounds.
Died of a splitting headache.
Ooh. Nick shaking his head.
Sorry.
Sorry
about that.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
Robert, who was unmarried and described as a sober and industrious, was known throughout southern Delaware as a well-to-do. Why are you laughing?
Just because described as a sober, like, what do you know about him? Well, he's a real sober.
Well, I'm a sober. I don't drink.
That's
You could describe me as a sober.
yeah, but it just, to me, it's like,
I just took the piss right out of that whole thing.
His little joke went.
I just,
Sorry,
somebody
Daddy.
likes to shower, okay?
What?
Somebody likes to shower. It's a sober.
Oh my god. Natalie, continue, please.
I don't even want to.
And I brought it back.
Yep. Police theorized that he arrived home to find robbers in his house, and when they overpowered him and bludgeoned him to death. The coroner said that he had probably been dead for 2 to 3 days, which made it more difficult to talk to witnesses who might have seen anything.
Probably been dead for a couple days. I don't know.
Yeah. Just write that down. I got a sandwich waiting for me back at the office.
He's been dead PDQ. I'm working on him.
I like it.
Wait, who was that?
You
Man.
don't know who that is?
I didn't hear it.
Thing about Negan is we're all Negan.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Eugene.
Eugene.
I don't know who writes Eugene's lines, but I'll be damned they're good.
I need to find stuff to read off. Keep going, Allie.
Okay. After his death, a $2,000 life insurance policy was paid out to his sister, May Hitchens Carey, a widower and a mother to 3 boys, including Howard. After she paid for Robert's funeral expenses, they settled the estate, and she was left with about $900. So when this article was written, it was in 2015. It was like $12,300. So I would say it's probably close to around that vicinity, I'm sure. The crime went unsolved for 7 years until police got a break in the case on December 5th, 1934. May's youngest son, Lawrence, was caught burglarizing a house, and when they questioned about his uncle's murder, the 21-year-old told police that he had heard his mother and 2 brothers, Howard and James, planning his uncle's death. His mother promised Howard a new car if he helped her kill the uncle. On the day of the murder, November 7th, his mother sent him to the general store where his uncle liked to hang out to see if he was still there. Lawrence, who was just 14 years old at the time, found his uncle there and reported back to his mother, and she then took Howard and James with her to Robert's house, where they waited for him to come home. After Lawrence gave his confession, Delaware investigators quietly arrested and questioned James, who confirmed the story. He told police that his uncle came home and his brother Howard knocked him half senseless with a club made of white oak. His mother then attacked her own brother with a sledgehammer, and together the 3 beat Robert Hitchens to death. When they were finished, May poured whiskey into her brother's mouth, spilled some on his clothes, and then shattered some drinking glasses on the floor.
Clean that up, you soapy bastard.
Wow. James, who was 16 years old at the time, then told police that the 3 of them returned to their home in Georgetown, where they burned the clothes and then buried the club and sledgehammer.
Go Bulldogs.
Do you think they were saying that when they were doing it?
Go Bulldogs.
On Friday, December 7th, 1934, 56-year-old May Carey and her son Howard were arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Both mother and son denied the charges. However, during their one-day trial held on April 8th, 1935, May took responsibility for the crime and said, "I drove the children to do it." Howard agreed, and in a last-minute plea for the jury, he blamed his mother for coercing him to kill his uncle. After 3 hours of deliberation, the jury found May and Howard guilty of first-degree murder with a sentence recommendation for mercy. For his part, James was convicted of second-degree murder. That is a very fast trial. 3 hours, please, and we're done. In Delaware, as in other states, a first-degree murder conviction typically meant the death penalty sentence. Juries could make recommendations, but the decision was usually left to the presiding judge. Because she was a woman in an era when women seldomly received death sentences, newspapers confidently predicted May's sentence would be just to life in prison instead. Since she was the architect of the crime and took responsibility, many believed Howard would also receive the sentence of prison or life in prison instead of the death penalty. And in the 1930s, life in prison did not mean life in prison. Instead, May could expect to be paroled in less than 10 years, while Howard would most likely have to serve 10 to 20 before he was released.
Judge Judy presiding.
Yeah.
Everybody rise for the Judge Judy. Quarters in session.
Is that still on?
I don't.
I cannot
know.
stand
Who watches
her.
that shit?
I remember at an old job, it would be on in the break room, and where I worked, it was not somewhere you wanted that on in the break room because it was screaming at the TV.
You know,
people were yelling, like if she
went one way or the other.
Yeah, like it's just a fucking show. It's not even real.
It's not even real.
You know what was on in the break room at my work the other night? Jefferson's.
Nice.
Oh wait, that's not that. Which one's that? That's Sanford's son.
No,
Jefferson's moving on up.
Yeah, fish don't fry in the kitchen.
Wait, which
Beans
one's
don't burn on the grill.
Which one's
Sanford and Sons.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you're right.
Red
Yeah.
Fox.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
get sassy with
Took a
us. You
whole lot
questioned
of
yourself.
trying just to get up that hill.
And then Nelly redid that song.
Why does he want to be Left Eye in that? You remember that? He had a little tape underneath his eye.
Nelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. From the...
He's trying to be Left Eye.
He wore that tape a lot.
Yeah.
He used to come over here and, barbecue. He'd wear that tape under his eye. I'd be like, Nelly, what are you doing? He's like, beans don't burn on the grill. But he was burning the beans.
He was burning the beans.
On the
That son
grill.
of a bitch.
They'd fall through the little grates.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say,
dude, what are you doing?
You might know this, Vance, because you cook. Do beans go on a grill?
You wouldn't just put beans on a grill.
Thanks, Vance.
I can imagine you make
Wow.
food. You're like, I got the beans. You just throw them.
Just
on there.
dump the can
I
on
fell
the
through
grill.
the grate again.
I'm done.
What do you cook on a grill? Like, I've never had beans on a grill.
Put it in like a...
No.
Well, what do you say? Fish
cast
don't
iron
fry in the
thingy?
kitchen?
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
Beans
Which
don't burn
you
on
do
the
fry in the kitchen. He just fried some the other day, and it was
I was
delicious.
about to say, don't you fry? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I figured you knew.
I'm not well versed in that.
I fry fish in the kitchen every time I fry fish. I mean, I'm not going to do it in the bathroom.
Next week's topic is going to be deep dive into the Jefferson's theme song.
What really happened? What were the motives behind the
Jefferson's
lyrics?
Was the mom in that Lenny Kravitz's mom, or was that?
No,
that was the mom on Good Times.
The mom in that's name was Florida.
Long ago, Florida.
My name is Florida.
What kind of name is Florida?
Oh, Family Guy. All right. So when sentencing was handed down on April 26th, the judge refused a defense motion for a new trial. He then went on to describe the crime as the most vicious in criminal annals of the state. Annals?
Annals.
Oh, sorry.
Of your state.
This state really stinks.
Everybody knows I'm a real
Going
good
in
reader.
dry.
Oh, and then that the law makes no exceptions to sex. So he then sentenced both mother and son to a hanging in the Sussex County Jail near Georgetown on June 7th.
Let's have a hanging.
Oh, motherfuckers gathered around with their old cabbages and tomatoes.
Wait.
Gonna throw it
Wait a
at
minute,
them.
Natalie, hold on. What period do you think this is?
I could see people doing that today.
Do you think if they still did public executions, do you think people, would you guys go?
Yes.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd flip the
Okay.
fucking
I wanna see it.
switch.
Hey, somebody get this guy out of here. He doesn't work here.
Vance is like sneaking over by the switch. Sir, what are you doing? Look over there. Click. Get away from that thing. No.
I'd go streaking.
We're strict through
For
the
a public
quad.
execution. It's the last thing the guy sees before he dies. He's like, holy shit.
But I feel like that would be one of the most inappropriate places to tailgate.
Oh man,
Like,
I'm sure
Just
people
imagine,
do
like,
though.
Just imagine like a group of bros tossing around a
Sup,
football
bro?
and eating wings and drinking beers.
There's a lot of places you shouldn't tailgate. That's one of them.
And now with news at 5, we've got Jim Jeffers down at the jail cell. Jail. What's going on down there?
Well, you see, Stan, everybody's down here. They got the cars down here. They're all tailgating. It's crazy down here. You got to get down here.
Woo!
You want a hot dog?
ready to see someone die! Fuck yeah!
It sounds like you got a lot of fans down there. Who are they voting for here? Who they rooting for?
It's split right down the middle. I'll tell you. Some of them say innocent. Some of them say not so innocent. And a few are just not guilty.
I just want to say hi to my mama. She's back home. I want to give her 110%. I want to thank Jesus for this day. Woo!
That's enough.
This is going on YouTube.
And
I'm a giraffe.
back to you with the weather, Stan.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Nice.
I see.
Such a disease.
I like the the Bill Hader one now.
Yeah.
Where it's the old dude who's got the microphone. What do you see today? And then he's like smacking it in their faces. And he's like, "Don't come at me, you Jewish bastard." He's like,
So
"I'm
good.
not Jewish, Hank."
Oh my god.
All right, sorry,
I love
Ellen,
it.
keep going.
Love it. Love it. May Carey, who was expected to the judge to follow the jury's recommendation of mercy, screamed hysterically as the court imposed the penalty. Due to a quirk in Delaware law at the time, the particulars of Carey's case of both what?
I'm sorry.
What?
Harry Potter books removed from library because over fears they contain real spells.
I say Wingardium Leviosa a lot, and nothing's ever floated for me.
I tried fixing my glasses with Octo.
He did.
Reparo.
That's because it's Leviosa,
Yeah.
not Leviosa.
Cell phono reparo.
Bling.
Oh,
Did you
It turns
know,
into an
actually,
iPhone.
with Google Assistant, if you say, I think it's luminous. What Lumina?
yeah.
It turns on your
Lumina.
flashlight.
Well, all I have to do is give it a little shake.
Okay, so
Cool.
Thank you for shining that in my eye.
he does that every time. He's like, "Look," and then he'll do it. I'm like, "Ah," and then I cry.
What if you tried doing the Christine to your phone? Like in
What?
the movie Christine, when his car's all
Stop.
tumbled out and he's like, "Show me," and it all just molds back into a perfect car.
I don't. So what we're talking about is, I was getting out of my car after work today, and I put my phone in my purse. I didn't have it in there all the way apparently, and I kind of like swung my purse around to get out of the car, and my phone flew out, and it landed face down.
Well, at least you didn't do one of those things where you try to catch something and end up smacking it down further. Because you panic, slap at it, and it's like, fuck!
I didn't even see it until it was on the ground, and after I heard it, I'm like, oh, that didn't sound good. And then it was face down, like glass side down, and I was like, oh, it's not bad. Turned it around, like, now I use it, my fingers are getting cut up. No.
You're going to be like
It's
that.
got glass on my hands right now.
You're going to be like John Doe from the Seven movie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Her pretty little head.
What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
Okay, so
John Doe's got the upper hand.
due to a quirk in the Delaware law at time, the particulars of Carey's case or both, June 7th was a solid date for the mother and son execution. It's a party. There would be no appeals. So they spent each of their last night in adjacent cells with their own spiritual advisors, with whom they prayed and sang hymns.
I'm gonna sell with Jason.
The guards occasionally joined in. They ate cake and ice cream together around 2 a.m. It is a party.
Happy execution day to you. Happy execution day to you.
They play Truth or Dare after.
We're killing you tomorrow. Happy execution day to you.
They played Spin the
Oh,
Bottle.
damn, I was just going to say that.
Ha, ha.
With the two spiritual advisors,
too.
the mom and the son. This is going to be hot.
Got real kinky.
I haven't kissed anyone since 1908, but here we go.
He keeps.
That's the mom talking.
Okay,
Ooh.
now we're gonna play Truth or Dare.
She probably hadn't brushed her teeth at that point, so it's like moldy gums. Aw.
The guy's like, truth or dare? And they're like, okay, fine, we'll play. And he's like, did you look at the guys? They're like, yep. They're like, shit. Got him. I got him. You know, spiritual advisor. That's right. Bring, throws his mustache off.
Pulls a microphone out of his hair.
Yeah, Gene Parmesan. Good one, Nat. Good one.
Ah! Arrested Development. All right, so then they slept a little before resuming their prayers and discussions of forgiveness and the afterlife. I guess I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, what's the point?
You can be plenty of time for that shit.
I got a big day ahead of me tomorrow. Better hit the
Yeah,
sack.
because this was at like 2 a.m. and then they fell asleep after that. But then at 5:02 in the morning, May Carey was led away from her cell. When she passed by her son, she turned him crying, "Goodbye, Howard. Goodbye, boy."
Oh, Howard.
He replied, "Goodbye, mother."
Sounds like something you'd say to a dog. Goodbye, Howard. Goodbye, boy.
Not Jon Snow's dog.
Oh, don't get me fucking started.
I just pulled Natalie's joke on that one.
Oh my god, I just had snot fly out my nose because I got so mad. Okay.
Come on, boy.
No. From their cell block, she was taken outside to the main courtyard where the state-owned gallows were assembled. They surrounded by a high board fence of canvas roof that had been hastily built to conceal the execution. According to Delaware law, the spectacle of public executions has long since passed. Bring it back. Tight-lipped and dry-eyed, she walked unassisted to the 13 steps at top of the scaffold. Just before the black hood was placed over her head, she had defiantly and wavering voice, "My way is clear. I have nothing else to say."
Bitch.
My way is clear, and I have nothing else to say.
Do the Z snap too.
2 snaps in a circle. Dan and Vinny are giggling at each other.
Let's have it, Dan.
The executioner comes up. And the guy's like, "You in the wrong hood, motherfucker." And then she's like, "Oh." And he goes, "No." And he takes the other hood off and puts the other hood on.
Why do they put the hood over your head?
So that way they don't see your face, because it's really fucking horrifying.
No, I think you should
see
show the
someone.
face.
Damn.
Hey.
Holy shit, Natalie.
I want to see. Let me see.
Yeah, why cover up? They're not doing anything. They're just hanging around.
Do you think someone has ever dry-lipped and tie-dyed?
Tie-dyed their shirt.
No, because she said tight-lipped and dry-dyed.
Yeah.
Do you think someone has ever... Fuck it. It doesn't
I
matter.
I know where you're going.
No, you didn't.
I smell what you're stepping in.
Fuck yourself.
It's Dan. It's old news.
What noise was that?
I got it.
What just happened
It
to
was
you?
funny.
I think he just blew a lung.
Was that the demon coming out?
No, I was trying to laugh. I couldn't.
Oh my god.
He said old news because it was a noose. He said, and he was talking about news. We said noose. That was funny.
No.
And then you had a
Good news.
stroke.
Oh.
Sometimes when I get excited, I can't laugh right.
And I smell burnt toast.
My arm hurts.
Oh well, back to work.
Work harder. Nobody cares.
All right, so that was it. She walked up there at 5:02. At 5:07, the trapdoor gave way, and the bound and hooded figure, a 55-year-old gray-haired grandmother, dropped quickly and jerked hard when the when the thick rope reached its limit. Sometimes it's like lonely being the other girl on the show.
Well, that's what I call a short drop with a fast stop.
Was that kind of like a John Wayne thing you got going on there?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I call a...
Hey, you put the wagons in a circle.
She's in the wrong hood.
Yeah. I'll tell you that much.
Drag her behind a horse.
Okay, 17 minutes were never more longer when officials stood watching the bound hooded woman swinging gently back and forth. And back and forth. Howard was taken from his cell at 5:31, and he walked the same 100 feet as his mother had just taken. Like her, he needed no assistance as he walked steadily up the 13 steps. At the top, before the black hood was placed over his head, he gave 12 jurors who were legally required to be there, the Sussex County Sheriff, and the physician, or the prison's physician, his last words. "Gentlemen," he began, "what I did was against my will. I'm sure anyone in my place would have done the same, and I hope to see my 3 little ones on the other side."
If you'll excuse me, now I'm going to hang out with my mom.
God.
I'm sure they removed her at that point.
Is that too much?
Yeah.
No,
No.
that would be kind of fucked up, though. Like, you walk up those stairs and you're like, "Oh, fuck, my mom's still there. She's dead."
Mom, is that you?
Like
Kevin?
they give a shit. They're killing you.
Boy,
I
he's
don't
got a
think they're
long
really
neck. He
probably
gets it
care.
from his mom.
Oh. Some people are long in the tooth. He's long in the neck. He did not mention his wife, Myra. and as the black hood was adjusted, he began mumbling a prayer. He was still reciting that prayer when the trapdoor sprung at 5:41. He hung
3 hours later.
He hung there twitching at first, then swaying like his mama did for 19 minutes. Finally, at 6 o'clock, he was declared dead.
Just a swinging.
Was it what the prayer he was saying? Do you know what it was? Oh no, Shiba. Oh no, Shiba. Oh no, Shiba.
Nice. Got him all.
Kali ma banana. Shakti day.
Tali me banana.
They all break out in a song.
Oh, yes. We're redoing that movie.
Mr. Jones, it's really catchy.
Daylight come and now here's your rope.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Good stuff. Oh, I had a good movie or a good idea for something I'll tell you guys later. It's for the podcast. 2 hours later, both mother and son were buried together at St. George's Cemetery, located at a mount near Frankfurt. More than 70 family and friends attended their funeral. God, that's a lot of people.
That's a far away place to bury him, Frankfurt.
During the night, both mother...
Nobody got it.
I got it.
German.
I got it. I understood what you said. But
Nelly just skipped right over it. She's like, I don't give a fuck.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it?
Nope.
Oh.
How many times?
I don't think my headphones are working.
Am I even on this podcast?
How often
Is my mic on?
While she's reading, she says, "God, they're fucking stupid."
No, I can't hear it apparently because I don't even. Is my mic on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Hello. Is this on?
Hi.
Mom, is that you?
Let's see. During the night, while mother and son slept briefly, Howard's spiritual advisor spoke with the newspaper reporters waiting in the administration building they were both sorrowful and repentant, and in his opinion, well prepared for death. Nearly every newspaper account of her death declared that May Carey was the first white woman to ever be executed in Delaware. However, this is not true, writes author Daniel Allen Hearn in his book Legal Executions in Delaware, the District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia.
That's really specific.
I think that book would be fucking boring.
Do you have any last words? Yeah. Quick show of hands. Who will come cut my rope? Please.
Any takers?
Robin Hood?
She was just first in living memory, and that several white women were executed during the 1700s. And we don't have time to do the other one, but we'll do that one in the future because that one's pretty good.
Delaware, Delascare.
Delaware, more like Delascare. That's what I titled it.
That's what I'm saying. Well, thank you, Natalie, for all that.
You're welcome.
Why does Natalie, whenever she's giving a thank you, always turn into a small Japanese girl?
Oh, thank you.
Or
Oh my God, I've been watching that Marie
or super
Kondo
basic.
on
what's
Netflix.
that?
She's the organizer lady.
I don't know what that is.
She's teaching me some shit.
Oh, you're talking about the tidy up.
She is the cutest
Why do
little
I
thing.
fucking
Why do
know
you
that?
know that? Well,
I don't know.
I just want to learn the ways of how she does it. I don't care about the reality show part. Fuck those people.
How do you get rich off that?
She has books and stuff.
Putting things in your place?
No, it's a traditional type of Japanese way to organize. So, and she is like fucking a precious little gem. She is so cute.
Ooh.
She's like, oh, thank you.
What?
Nothing?
Oh, continue.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
Have you heard of...
You gonna dig out of this well?
No, I know.
Damn, I'm gonna have to.
There's
edit
a...
this.
Do you guys like AC/DC?
No.
Fuck
Yes.
no.
You do. Okay, you
Yes,
do?
I do.
You don't, Allie?
Oh God, no.
Oh, I love all three of the chords I know how to play. Fuck.
I
First
can't
off,
stand his voice.
You're dissing Angus Young.
Yeah.
And
And that schoolboy uniform has got to go with this little fucking hat. I mean, they'll have more money than I'll ever see in my life, but I can't. But that was a bad rock!
that's like one of the best Brian Johnsons I've ever heard
It
from you.
actually
You're
is.
welcome! I do this in the car.
She also does Jason Statham a lot.
Natalie's Jason Statham is pretty...
I
Spot
told
on.
him he's coming to our house. Because he heard it on the podcast. He's like, I'm on my way.
That's not what you sounded like, though.
I'm on my fucking way.
I'm on my way.
There it is.
I couldn't get it out the first time. Now I'm crying.
I've done movies with The Rock and Guy Ritchie, but I've never heard someone do my voice like Natalie. He's on a plane.
It's got those little progression maps where the little plane's going over them.
Fucked if she doesn't sound just like me. I've got to meet her.
He knows I'm a super fan.
AC/DC has a song called Back in Black.
Wow.
Yep, okay.
Back in Black!
Okay. There is a Japanese group of women who do kabuki music,
Oh.
and she does covers, and they do it with traditional instruments.
Somebody should cover the speakers when that fucking song's on.
You know what? I try to be cultural here, and I try to.
I
give
like
you guys,
kabuki music.
I'm listening.
Now I'm being
I'm
a negative
listening.
piece of shit because
It's okay.
Okay.
I hate AC/DC.
Now that you put context behind it, before that was not. I just nodded again. I need a Kleenex.
Nellie's got boogers in her nose.
I do. My allergies are fucked.
I sneeze every day at work.
Oh God! I think there's something at work because I sneeze too,
I
and we
sneeze
work at the
all
same
the time.
establishment, the Playhouse.
At the Playhouse.
Daniel dances.
Natalie's
Hey,
a
boys.
mouse.
I saw a sign. You remember Mount Fuji Inn up on
Yeah.
very, very localized. Mount Fuji Inn, they had a really good place in the basement called the Mai Tai where those drinks get you fucked up.
Yeah.
There was like limits on them. But the sign I drove by today, because that place has been closed, and it said wanted nude nasty girls for dancing.
Whoa.
I was like, and it said full nude.
Where
I'm
was
like,
this?
It's
Mount Fuji.
72nd and Blondo. So I think
Yeah.
I thought Nebraska was a
You can't-
non-nude.
it's-
Well, this
it's-
sign was up.
Maybe they figured a way around it.
Nebraska can if you do it.
That you can't sell alcohol.
Yeah, you can't sell
has to
alcohol.
be a
Well, they
juice
want
bar.
girls
'Cause
nude
this-
and nasty.
Yeah, because I know the place
like,
you're
huh?
talking about because that guy, he tried to get a liquor license and Nebraska declined it. So he said, fine, I'm just going to make this a nude bar and it's going to be BYOB. So now all the businesses around there are freaking out because there's a nude bar right
Yeah,
there.
and there's a big sign for them
Yeah.
girls.
So
And they'll
he's
sell
like,
juice.
Nellie's a
Those-
Protestant.
They literally.
No, I don't care.
No, they
That's
literally
fine.
sell juice for your alcohol, like orange juice.
Oh,
cranberry
yeah,
juice.
probably $5
It's
a
like
glass.
$7
Yeah.
a glass.
When I was driving by
Why
there,
do you know that?
What?
You go without me. Mm.
No, there. I don't know if it's still there, but there was one that my cousins went to in
the 20s.
in Waverly. No, it's
Oh,
called
okay.
That's
Shakers.
closed.
I don't think the 20s was
I don't know where the
ever
fuck
Tapas,
you'd
was
ever
it?
go to these places anyway. They're
I've been
stupid.
to the 20s.
I've been to the Playhouse a couple times.
I've never been.
I've never.
spent more money there than
I've talked about this before. I've never been to a strip club and paid my own way. Well, I don't know why the fuck anybody ever would have paid for that.
Yeah, I've never been.
Well,
It doesn't make any sense.
Because you have a shot with all those beautiful women.
Yeah, like they're really fucking interested in you.
They're flirting with you
Stupid.
because they like you.
The last time I ever went into one of those places, it was like an amateur night, and this lady dances over to us, and she's like, "How about $1 for the dance?" And I'm like, "If you got to ask somebody for money, you're probably not doing a very good fucking job."
Oh
Like,
no!
it was so bad. She looked like a meth head.
When I drove by the Mount Fuji place and it said looking for nude nasty girls, I saw Nick coming out there with his resume, and he looked pissed. So,
Yeah.
Hey Vance,
Yeah, Dan.
how can people get a hold of us, give us money, or talk to us?
By going to our email address
Ooh.
at don'tlookunderthebedpodcast@gmail.com.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
They can go to our website, don'tlookunderthebed.net. Or-
Dot.
Holler at don'tlookunderthebed.net. They can also get at us on the Twitter at DLUTB.
Don't at me, bro, or do.
They can definitely give us money. That's great.
If they want to.
Patreon/DLUTB. But you know what? We appreciate you just for listening.
We never introduced ourselves.
Nope.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
skip
we
that
never did
intro.
the
Here's what we would like, though. If you guys could find it in your heart, even if you don't have an iPhone
To love me.
or an Apple product, because I don't, but you can still get Apple Podcast app.
Yes.
Go in there and give us a good rating. You
Yes.
can say Vinny is a stupid shit, or Dan is a negative pile of garbage,
Hello.
But
Or-
still give us 5 stars.
or Nick is a basic bitch.
Pumpkin spice
Or
lattes.
Natalie sounds just like Jason Statham. Like you
I
can
do.
say all those
I do.
true statements, but just give us 5 stars for the love of fuck.
For the love of fuck!
It really helps out. I know that because
You whipping.
You fucking weapon.
you fucking whip it.
I want to take a minute here and thank each and every one of you for
Thank
listening.
you.
Fucking one of you.
Every goddamn.
I've seen our iTunes reviews that we do have, and they're all positive. I've seen other podcasts. I was reading them the other day, and I'm like, oh, these are really mean. Don't be mean and give 1 star.
You can be mean though if you want.
Be mean, but don't give 1 star.
Yeah, give us 5 stars.
No, they were
Give
like
everyone else 1.
slamming. I'm like, my God.
This has been the Don't Look Under the Bed podcast.
Oh, that's what we are.
What kind of podcast?
Podcast for all things comedy and horror. I'm one of your late hosts, Dan Wonder. Next to me is
Natalie Rose.
next to hers.
I'm one of your fun and informative hosts, Judy Rose.
All right, taking no credit there. And next to me again is some guy.
Nicholas Myers.
Oh, he's a baby.
All right.
Bye.
I'm a giraffe.
God damn it.